Hindi mo masabi ang nasa loob mo. How can this make you sick? How can not being able to talk about your feelings make you sick? Ito po si Dr. Iris, isang Filipino-Canadian medical doctor. Tumutulong ako sa mga kababayan natin na mag-level up sa iba't ibang aspeto ng buhay, kasama dyan ang emotional wellness, ang mental health. Marami din akong ibang pamamaraan ng pagtulong. Meron tayong mga libreng broadcasts and workshops. I-check lamang po. Sa mga nagtatanong dyan, paano mag-join? Iisa lamang po ang ating resource, levelupwithdriris.com. Check lamang po ninyo ang mga programang naaangkop para sa inyo, and after registering, check your emails para sa directions and information regarding the workshop and the resource. Kailangan ko po itong sabihin, pasensya na sa mga gusto mag-skip ng intro kasi marami po tayong mga bagong followers and I want them to take full advantage kung anong may offer ng ating plataforma. So, ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon ay kung paano not having the ability to truthfully speak about your true feelings can actually hurt you physically. Maaari kang magkasakit. The first reason is many times, pag marami tayong mga hinanakit na hindi natin masabi-sabi, this can be bottled up as unresolved anger. Remember po that anger is a reaction to an unmet need. Feeling violated, feeling ninyo hindi fair ang nangyari sa inyo. So you tend to bottle that in. And if you don't talk about it, that starts to affect yung inyo pong mga hormones. So the foremost hormone that's affected is cortisol. This is the stress hormone. And it is activated pag marami po tayong mga hinanakit, mga grievances, mga unresolved anger na kinikimkim, itinatago, at hindi natin masabi. Of course, it's also very important to consider na yung pagsasabi nitong mga unresolved issues natin should also be done in a way that is not detrimental para sa ating sarili. So, yung akala ng iba that when they vent out that anger in an aggressive way, yung paninigaw, acting up, even turning physical, just to vent out our anger, akala ng iba therapeutic yun. But in reality, no, because it only feeds on the increase in cortisol levels. So it also matters how you actually deal with that anger. And marami po akong tinutulungan tungkol sa bagay na ito. Sign up lamang po, meron tayong libreng training about anger management para doon sa mga nagsastruggle dito. So that's the first thing, yung mga unresolved anger natin, grievances natin, can start to affect our body systems by the release of cortisol, yung ating stress hormone, which has so many effects sa iba't ibang organ systems natin. Immune system, the heart, yung ating hormones, other hormones like insulin for example, and marami pang iba. Marami na po tayong videos about stress. Do check them out sa YouTube. The second thing that can be affected kapag we are not able to talk about our feelings constructively is nagkakaroon tayo ng mga mental health disorders. So these are very common. Ang makikita natin ay depression, for example, or anxiety, or both in the form of bipolar disorder. Yung iba nagkakaroon ng mga personality disorders. Ilan lamang po yan sa mga common na mga mental health disorders na maaaring maging bunga when we are unable to really talk about ano yung nasa loob natin. When we try to suppress, when we try to replace yung ating tunay na nararamdaman, then these mood disorders can occur. Ngayon, kung you are currently experiencing any of these mood disorders, it is good for you to contact a health professional para matulungan kayong i-diagnose ito properly and i-address ito. And this is why it's very, very essential from the get-go to really work on our effective communication skills para we can freely talk about our feelings in a constructive way at hindi na ito mabottle up inside that then causes itong ating mga mood disorders. Meron tayong kurso tungkol sa effective communication. Check out lamang po. levelupwithdriris.com. The third way that not being able to talk about your feelings can affect you is it can impact your sleep. Siyempre po, mahirap matulog kung may lagi tayong iniisip na sana sinabi ko ito. When we ruminate, yung paulit-ulit po natin na iniisip, binabalikan, sana ginawa ko to, sana nasabi ko to, then that can impact your sleep. And of course, we know that insomnia by itself will also cause a cascade of events leading to poor health. Again, ang naapektuhan na hormone dyan is cortisol, the stress hormone. So really learning how to talk about what we are experiencing, yung mga ating emotions, yung ating mga thoughts, is very critical to prevent itong mga sleep disorders that can come from having all these pent-up emotions. The fourth way that not being able to talk about your feelings constructively can affect your health in a big way is via emotional eating. Imbis na masabi natin kung ano yung nasa kalooban natin, we will just turn to food to comfort us. So comfort eating or emotional eating. And of course, this will have a huge impact sa ating health kasi many times when you are stressed out, the things that you will eat are the unhealthy types. Magka-crave kayo ng mga salty things, magka-crave kayo ng mga high-carb things because this will feed on that sensation of pleasure. Yung epekto po kasi ng cortisol will make you want to crave itong mga unhealthy na mga pagkain, mainly high carbohydrate na uri ng pagkain. And as we know, itong high carb food will stimulate insulin secretion and action, and insulin is the thing that leads to further fat deposition and storage. Kapag lumala po yan, then eventually it leads to all the disease states, mga chronic diseases, diabetes, high blood pressure, yung atin pong mga PCOS sa mga kababaihan, ating high cholesterol, gout, even things like cancer and mga immune type of conditions, dulot ng highly stressed state, dulot ng insulin resistant state. So again, when we learn to communicate how we really feel inside, ito po ay maaari nating maiwasan. And then finally, when we are not able to talk about our feelings freely and constructively, then we turn to tinatawag nating maladaptive coping mechanisms. Anong ibig sabihin yan? Maladaptive, ito yung mga coping mechanisms, pamamaraan na makakatulong sa iyo kung paano mo i-address yung nararamdaman mong sakit sa kalooban mo by turning to things like substances, so pag-inom ng alak, things like drugs in certain cases, cigarette smoking, even sometimes gambling or shopping addiction. Mga iba't ibang pamamaraan that can really harm your body as well dahil hindi nga ito adaptive, hindi ito tamang pamamaraan. And ito ay kadalasang ginagawa natin para makalimot nga tayo doon sa mga nararamdaman natin deep inside. And so, this is going to impact our health in the long run as well. So yan po ang 5 epekto ng not being able to convey, to truly talk about kung ano yung nasa kalooban ninyo. And this is why it's a very, very important life skill, having the ability to be open and honest pagdating sa pagpapahayag ng ating totoong nararamdaman. And there is a way to do that constructively. Again, as I have said before, if you also do this in a way na hindi siya constructive, it will feed on increasing more of cortisol levels. So, mas lalong nakaka-stress sa katawan, mas lalo po itong magkukos ng damage. So, there is a proper way to do this. And I encourage you, if you are having trouble in conveying or talking about your feelings, please take my effective communication course, workshop. Diyan lamang po yan sa levelupwithdriris.com. Kung kailangan ng extra gabay, join po sa ating mga communities. Kung kailangan ako makausap sa Zoom, kailangan akong makausap sa mga workshops, then levelupwithdriris.com lamang po. I am always wishing you holistic wellness. I'm wishing that someday you'll be able to talk about your feelings constructively and freely. Love and light po lagi.